one. It used to come with this, and this
It
used to
looks
be
like
called
it's at
Red
my
Pill.
grandma's. Looks like
Yeah, it
it's
used to
yeah,
call
my grandma's.
it used to be called Red Pillow, and it was given to me when I was a little kid by this one of my mom's workers, and it said Roger. That's how I first started being called Roger because none of them knew how to fucking say Rogelio.
Who?
But anyway, it had a red
Why?
pillowcase on it,
Where
but
are you
it
from?
like literally since I was a baby, but it was so torn up and fucked up that my mom ended up throwing away. My grandma made this. Kind of salty about it. This was the replacement I got for it. Like when I was like 11, the lady was like knew I still had the red pillow, so she ended me hook me up with another one. But fuck that. And
I
then the
know
other
those
ones are
smell
just
bad.
basic pillows. Bro, they don't smell as bad as your chair, that's for sure.
Oh, that's crazy. That's no
See, I
cap.
did that. That's no cap right there.
All
All
right.
right.
Hit us in,
Welcome to the
Roger.
grind. We're
Oh
back.
shit, we're jumping right in.
We're jumping right in, bro. After Major 1, so we're gonna do Major 1 recap, and then we're gonna go into next week because the matches are already starting in
Oh, I gotta go.
4 days from now. So I have no time to wait. As always, your host Brody, Roger, and Austin or Parasite.
No, what do you
You're
mean?
sitting
We're
there
just wondering
watching.
why. Oh shit.
So yeah,
He's not coming. And
I
that's
mean,
exactly what we were doing this weekend, to be honest. Parasite, thanks for
yeah,
telling.
I think I did the math.
We
I think I watched like give or take 20 hours of COD this weekend. It was insane.
Holy shit.
20
I mean,
hours
I
of
don't lie.
COD.
I was working, but at the same time, I was in the back watching COD because COD is life. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's all about COD. It inspired me. OpTic Gaming inspired me so much in that FAZE final that I got this red and green bucket hat. I said, I'm wearing this shit on the pod, no cap. But
So I have a
speaking of the
few
weekend, oh, go ahead. Go
qualms.
ahead.
I have a few qualms. What's his name? Miles? Is that what his name is, Brody, that I don't like?
Yeah.
Miles Ross,
Fuck
the
that
man, the
guy.
myth.
Why?
He stinks,
You're.
I
bro.
think he's one of the better ones.
He
What do you mean?
stinks. Bro,
That's the man. You're bugging.
like listen, maybe I'm just
I can't.
comparing COD too
That's
much
L
to
take.
like
I think you
regular
are.
sports. He makes me
Hmm.
cringe, bro. And I guess competitive Call of Duty is cringe, but I'm watching it, so whatever.
What? You're for
Uh,
gays, bro.
But
This
listen,
man
he
doesn't
started
know
off the
nothing about
tournament with
God.
saying, "Can I get a sheesh?"
you
I was
know,
like, "Oh
you
my
know how like every like
god."
talk show has that one person that's like on it just to be hated. Like you got Stephen A, and then you got like on America's Got Talent, you got like fucking Simon Cowell. Austin
Bro,
is that dude. He just
no
terrible
cap.
take after terrible take, and
Yeah,
No,
you're just
here's the
like,
thing.
what
You
are you?
just listed two great guys. Simon Cowell is realistic. Who else did you
yeah,
name?
but he's on the show to be hated.
Steve
Like he just
Smith.
makes
Don't fuck
stupid
with that
takes.
guy.
Stephen A makes terrible takes too.
Yeah, I don't fuck with him. But Simon Cowell doesn't make terrible takes. He's hard. He's
You like him hard, don't you?
I'm not gonna lie. Whoa, Simon Cowell
Whoa,
did.
hey yo.
I will say Simon Cowell did discover One Direction, so I do gotta tip that. I tip that, no cap. But Leo, let's not go on tangents too far. Let's actually hop in to this weekend.
Boy, I
Speaking
have
of
more
Miles, he
qualms.
was.
How do you
Oh
let
my.
as a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company let your game crash multiple times
Twice in one day.
in one match?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's
You
boy.
can't believe that. I didn't miss
You
when that
can't
match
take this
happened, but I
shit.
was tuning
You
in,
can't take this shit
and I couldn't believe
seriously.
that.
Does anybody know what happened with Toronto?
No,
What that delay was?
no. There was a million different delays. Alley Cat doesn't create her own opinion.
You're
She just copies
capping,
everybody
bro.
else.
Bro, that's
Brody
Brody's
just
girl.
wants
You
the
gotta
That's
watch
my
black
girl, bro. You
sheep.
gotta.
Listen, she's attractive. She gives me Zoe Day Chanel vibes. I just don't like fuck with her on the
You don't
desk.
like
I
her
don't fuck with a
takes?
lot of people on the desk, to be honest. And
What
also,
about Nameless? Whoa, I'm mind blown.
how do you not fuck with how do you not put Maven and Merc as the two casters in the Grand Championship?
I was
How does
gonna
that
say
happen?
that.
That's
It was
one
weird.
What
thing I
the
will
fuck is
say.
that?
That's when I remember when semis or losers finals. I'm sorry, came on when it was FaZe Ultra, and I heard Maven come on. I said, "What?" But at the end of the day, I think. I think that what they're trying to do is since they have because it was Miles and Chance, right? Who were the finals?
Miles
Chance is
Chance,
good.
Yeah,
Lando
and yeah,
Stud, and then Tons and Rice.
no. But I'm saying for the finals, the grand
It
finals, it
was.
was
Yeah,
Miles
I'm
and
just
Chance.
saying as the caster duos. That's what you
Yeah,
have.
no, I get you. But I think what they're trying to do is move Miles and Chance into that position where Maven and Merc were, and still have Maven and Merc come back for like Maven and Merc effects. But I mean, it sucks to see, you know, for sure, because like, you know, Maven and Merc is who we've been with for what, the last 2 years, 3 years, freaking forever now.
All right.
Longer than
And
that.
yeah,
You know who
forever, man.
Not Merc, but
you know who
Maven.
they need to bring back? Puckett. Puckett.
What does he even do now? Overwatch?
That's
Bro,
my
that
guy.
man Puckett does whatever he wants, bro.
That's my
Puckett is the
guy.
man. Puckett is the man. Let's
Bring
get some
back
Wuckets
Puckett
in the
and
chat.
Benson or whatever the
Wuckets in the
fuck his
chat.
name was.
I
Benson,
don't know what happened to Benson, to be
Benson went
honest.
to Halo.
No.
Yes, he
Did
did.
he? I don't think so. Did he? I don't know. I don't know. I've heard
I
so
don't know
many
if he's
different
in
things about
doing
Benson.
Halo still, but that's where he went after COD. He went to Halo.
I really don't know what happened to Benson. Honestly, I've heard a bunch of different things, but anyway, we're getting too much on tangents. I'm gonna reel us back in here. I really do want to talk about the this weekend. You know, all of Austin's qualms aside, honestly, that's the new word. I've never heard of that word today. That's the new word I've heard, so I'm gonna look that up in the dictionary later and figure out the exact
Here,
definition.
I'll give you a word for you. Quizzaciously.
Wow, that's amazing. Word of the day. Dun, dun, dun. That's an But all right, for real though, let's go into the first match. Or not go into the first match, but we're just gonna recap the weekend real quick. So first off, obviously, me and Brody called it because you know we're so in depth and our Call of Duty genius just truly is amazing. Optic won S tier team. Honestly, in the grand finals, I mean their journey to the grand finals. I was actually thinking about it the other day while I was in the shower and just I was inspired to be honest because I was thinking about their bracket run. But they played honestly. You can't say Optic just got there easily. You know, they played some tough teams. They played well. The first team was Surge, so yeah, Brody,
Frauds.
take it away. What do you think about
Literal.
Surge?
Dude, I said this last episode. I'll say it again. Surge are frauds, man. Like I said, they were like two round 11s away from being 1-4 in the qualifiers. Like they're not a good team. They're just not. They just clutch in certain situations. Like they're getting lucky in these round 11s, and it showed this weekend. Like they were getting destroyed, dismantled, absolutely
Mhm.
dismantled. I honestly think they're a bottom 3 team. Like that's how bad they are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
And Sib has
Yeah,
been
I will say
struggling
Surge.
too. It's like he went from like
I'll
a
say
1 point something. Now he's sub 1.0 KD. Like if that was your main guy right there, and he's struggling, then
Yeah, that's one thing I'm saying is I agree with I will say I agree with Brody to a lesser extent, a less harsh extent. I don't think they're absolute garbage, but I will say they are a little fugazi right now. They're not a good team. They're not as good as anyone's been saying. You know, just we can literally talk about Surge while we were talking about Optic. They played two matches. They lost to Optic 3-0. They got 3-0. Okay, and then Paris Legion, which we'll talk about later, but they lost to Paris Legion 3-2. They I think they won the first hard point really nice. I think 250, 138. Pretty nice. So I'm not allowed to watch that. We're like, okay,
yeah,
Surge
you
can
come
beat up
out
on
and
a
you're
lesser
like,
team.
okay,
And then 6-5 in the search. So you're like, okay, unlucky search. Control. Seattle wins. Controls Fugazi. After this weekend, we can start maybe paying attention to it a little bit more. But then they lost the hard point and the S&D in pretty not dominant fashions, but like pretty heavy fashions
You know who the
to Paris
biggest
Legion, a new team.
disappointment of the weekend was? The biggest
Mm.
disappointment in my book. Ravens, bro.
no, what? Why?
What kind of take? He
Yeah,
muted
mute
his
your mic, bro, because that
He
was
muted
the
your
worst take
mic,
I've
bro.
ever heard, bro.
Yeah,
Ravens
yo.
just solidified themselves as a top 14 this weekend. That is a fugazi take, bro.
Yeah, that's a fugazi take. I will say this. I will say this though. If I'm being real, I do think Ravens is a good. I think Ravens is a good team, and I say they are a top team. But I think if I'm being real with you, I'm being real with
I just
you. I think
I muted my
Gorillas.
mic. No, let me
Yeah,
explain my take. I didn't mean to mute my mic. Ravens,
I thought. Oh, so your mic
biggest.
auto muted just because of how bad of a take it
No,
was.
I
That was a
smacked my mouse
horrible
on
take.
accident.
Okay, go
Uh,
ahead. Go ahead.
Ravens, you play close against the Gorillas, which Gorillas stink. Then you play, 3-1 Ultra,
I
whatever they stink too.
mhm,
Um,
just
but
about yeah.
Wait, did
you
you just say
know,
Ultra stinks?
yeah,
No, what?
What?
Did you say
Ultra are
Ultra
top
stinks?
14, bro.
Ultra's a top 3 team. The fuck.
I don't believe that.
Bro, all right.
Oh, top 4
Timeout.
team actually.
Reel
I
it
would say
back
top
in.
4
Who
team.
are your top 3 teams?
Who are your top 4 teams, bro?
Before the weekend, my top 3 teams were FaZe. It went FaZe, Ravens, OpTic.
And what is it
Maybe
now?
throw Thieves in at close 4. Now, I think it's. I mean, it has to be OpTic, FaZe, Thieves, maybe.
I would agree. I could see
No,
that. I
FaZe
will
is
say
not. FaZe may be top 5, but they're not top 4.
They're what? Are
FaZe.
you
You said
Or
fucking
no,
stupid?
not FaZe. Thieves.
Okay, I was.
No,
Thieves.
FaZe is
Thieves.
definitely like 1 or 2.
Phases 2. Phases 2. We'll talk. We'll go. Hang on. Actually, that brings another interesting
Oh
topic
no,
where we
I
can
want to keep
discuss
going on
about
this tangent. I
power
want to
rankings. Yeah,
dissect this.
exactly.
Hold on. I think I
this
want
is actually can be a quick
Who
quick little thing we can
Who's
talk
your
about.
top 3?
my
Because
top 3.
Give me your top 5.
Top 5. Okay. You got OpTic at 1, FaZe at 2. You got Ravens at 3, Ultra at 4, and then I guess I'm putting Thieves at 5. But like we were talking about earlier, I just think they're a sloppy team. If they clean some things up, I really think they're a competitor. But
Bro,
that's an easy top 5. I don't even think like there's any contention with that.
I
Like,
guess Ultra beat Thieves, but
I would say Optic Phase. That's an easy 1 and 2, and I think the next like 3 to 4 or 3 and 4, maybe 3 to 5 can be debatable. But for me, it would be Thieves Ultra, and then Ravens. The
wait,
reason being just
your
because.
top your wait, it goes 3 in what order? So it goes
Oh,
Optic
so
Phase,
my order:
Thieves.
Optic Phase, Thieves, Ultra, and then Ravens. And then
I
the
just
reason being is just because honestly, I mean, if you think about it, like if you actually think about it, Thieves is the better team. If you think about it on a lot of these maps, they lost to Ultra, yes, but that's not because I think they lost to Ultra honestly because of their a few of their picks. Um, and I think honestly, Coach K kind of screwed them. I was watching the flank, and Aches made a lot of points. How like honestly, like if you honestly just look at Thieves as a team, they play a lot of stuff really well. They're a lot of really individually talented players. They play really good together as a team. And honestly, I think they're one of the teams that play a little bit more closer to that level of actually Optic or FaZe that can actually run their money. The reason I say they're better than Toronto as well is because you look at Toronto and they don't have a solid like actual game mode where they're like, yo, Toronto again. You guys can. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can't tell me right now that you see Toronto going against one of those top teams, and then in one of those game modes, you 100% can say they're winning this. Back last year they were controlled. That would have been at least hopefully maybe in the future going on things might change a little bit because of the control changes, which I'm gonna be happy about. But Toronto isn't the team they were in control anymore, so that's not a defendable game mode. Search, they're not. Thieves is better. Optics better. Phase is better. And then Hardpoint, I mean, Ultra is good, but I mean, a lot of the maps, and I think about when they go against one of those, again, those top three teams that I had, I think they get smoked every time, with the right vetoes,
yeah,
and
I just don't. I don't think you can say that the Ultra is gonna get smoked by Thieves. The other two, 100%. I have no doubt in my mind that Ultra would get smoked by FaZe or OpTic. I just don't think you can do it with Thieves. I mean, you look at this event. I mean, from what I saw, there was a couple of mistakes. I think they play sloppy. I think I saw a lot on Twitter about how they are a pretty sloppy team, and if they fix some certain things, that they'll kind of clean it up a bit and be a competitor. You also have to look at it. Octane had a terrible event this major,
100, yeah,
like
that's
a
true.
really bad event. So that plays into effect. I like if we're taking everything we know, everything we've seen right now, you cannot say that Thieves are beating Ultra easily. I think
Maybe not easily, but I definitely think like
I mean,
not eight,
if
maybe not
Ultra
nine,
beat
8 out of
Thieves,
10
it's up
times you're
in the
winning.
air. It was a 3-2. I actually want to walk
Y-
back my take that Royal Ravens was the biggest failure. I actually want to either point
I
the
mean,
finger
yeah,
at
that take was biggest.
Subliners or Royal
Subliners, we knew
Ravens
they were
yeah, we
was a
knew
disappointing.
disappointment. Royal Ravens was a disappointment because I expected them to do a lot better.
Royal Ravens are the best hardpoint team in the game.
Yeah, but listen to what I'm saying. I said the biggest disappointment for
I
me.
would
I
actually,
expected
yeah, I
them to
would
go to the
say their
final.
hard points nasty actually.
I thought they were going to the final, and then they lost pretty.
Well, that
You know,
cause
they
that
lost to
raises
OpTic.
a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? Which it kind of this weekend was kind of weird. Cause if I'm being real with you, and I don't want to spend too much time on this tangent for too long. But the last thing I'll say is at least on the subject of Ravens is first off their first match Ravens versus LAG. LAG 100% should have won that series. Honestly, probably in a 3-0, but they trolled. They trolled that map one. They threw it. But again, London is one of the best hardpoints teams, 100%. So, like honestly, as weird as it is, London should have lost there. But going further and saying, we also don't want to speak too much into it because it is, his life. Everyone can go see Gizmo's tweet. But Gizmo apparently was going through some stuff mentally. And when you're at that high of a level, I'm sure we can't speak about it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, shoot, when someone shits on me and turns on me in rank play, I started shaking. So I can only imagine the personal things he was going through, how much it might have affected his gameplay. So who knows if we even saw London at their 100%? Because I do agree that I think London is probably the best hardpoint, one of the best hardpoint teams, if not the best.
They are the best.
Their break percentage is #1 in the league.
If London starts rotating, they're gonna be unstoppable in hardpoint.
mm,
They just rely on their
yeah,
breaks. They're like
I think it's their breaks or their defenses. I can't remember one of the two, but
no.
one of
I
the
think their defenses like
I think their
holding
I think
hills is
Atlanta
second
FaZe is
place.
#1 in the defense.
I think holding hills
Uh,
is second place for them, and I think breaking hills their
Breaking
first
Hills
place.
is first, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Well, either way, yeah, they're a great hardpoint team for sure. But that's what I'm saying is that this weekend was kind of mixed just because of that one thing, because of what was going on with Gizmo. So who knows? Like I said, that's why London for me right now, I can't just count them out for sure, but
They're our
like I
top
said,
3 team.
I'm gonna keep them as a top 5. I'm gonna keep them top 5 right now, just because I can't 100%, say,
You play two
because
hard
who
points a
knows? I
series.
think they can be
They're a
better.
top 3 team.
I think they can be better. I think they 100% have, like, if they climb up in those standings, like for me, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not like no one would be surprised. But
I mean,
right now,
who?
you just can't say that.
Well, I
You just
mean,
can't
we're
say that.
actually gonna be able to see it on Saturday because they're
That's
playing the
true.
Thieves. They're playing the Thieves,
Yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say. Ooh,
and they
spicy,
have New
spicy. You know
York,
who?
which is gonna be
Before
a
we move on to the
slaughterhouse.
Actually,
next
speak.
matches,
What?
I want to say something. Before we move on to the next matches, I want to say something. All right.
Mhm.
If you actually gamble on COD like me, not these two fools, they don't. But if you actually gamble on COD like me, I
What?
want to give you this
Gotta get
recommendation
paid.
now. Stay away from LAG. They look like they're good enough to upset a big team, but they look bad enough to lose to Legion. And that scares me.
Legion's not even like a bad team. Like I actually
All right,
think
whatever, bad team, whatever you want to, whoever is the worst team in the
I think
league.
the only bad team,
Subliners.
I think the worst team in the league is Subliners. I don't think LAG loses them.
I'm
I
just
don't know, bro.
saying
Paris was looking diffy on the map.
I mean,
they
after they start
look
warming up, and go ahead, Austin. My fault. I didn't
they
mean to
can
go.
string on their hard point. They can string up like 60 points in a row, make it close at the end. They can string up 3-4 rounds of S&D in a row. They look like they have the talent in they have the individual talent on the team to be great. Their strats and teamwork are shit, but that just like as a better, I'm like, dang, maybe I hop on some big ass money line. And if they're plus 250 versus like a Ravens or Ultra, I might have to take LAG to try to make some money because they might have to upset them. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, do I want to take LAG versus Subliners? Like Subliners could really like upset them because LAG
No.
No way.
they stink, but it's like a good smell. It's like a stinky cheese.
LAG would take subliners. There's
The
no
goof.
team that I think realistically at this point loses subliners until subliners make a change.
I'm telling you, LAG could. Also, as subliners,
I don't think LAG
how do
will.
you have two vets on your team and you lose fucking 3-0?
So that's the problem.
Like what? You have
I
You
think
you
you have
literally
two
just
vets.
explained the
I don't think they
problem
work
in
together
your question.
very well. And also,
What
I don't
are the
think
two vets bad? I don't know. I
I
didn't
think
watch
it
that
is a
game.
couple things. I think both of them aren't the same player they were at one point. I think both of them are trying to be the leader of the team. I think those personalities clash pretty hardly. So you don't really have like
They've been on teams
real.
together before.
Yeah, but it's different now. I mean, they're
No, you
both
see, because yeah, you say they've been on teams before, Austin, but the thing is, the teams they were on before were all superstar teams. They've always been on superstar teams. Secondly, it's two players who do the same type of role who in a game like this, which is again it gets kind of mixy in certain maps, they'll always lose a bow cage, they'll always lose a faster paced map, and even then you look at Gavatu, you got Clay Crim's probably. I mean, he's an right flex, but even then he can't compete like compared to some of the other ARs. You got Hydra's honestly the only one carrying through them. Then you got
free
Royalty, to
Paco.
be honest, Royalty, yeah, free Paco, but you got Royalty as well. I mean, no offense to Royalty, maybe still needs a little bit more time to warm up, but my man's got poopied on this weekend as well. He's not doing the best. He's not. He probably wasn't the best replacement. He didn't give him enough time. I think the problem truly with that team is that they're trying to play a certain level of COD with certain level of play, or a certain style of COD with certain players that just don't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? Obviously both those guys are gods.
Oh yeah,
Some of
Clayster
the
did.
best Call of Duty players of all
Yeah, I
time,
mean, both of them
Clayster
are.
and Crim, yeah,
Here's
but
my hot take
together.
on the subliners, real quick, just to lay it out for you. I think either after this major or right before, I think Clay's gonna step down, and that's gonna be his career. I think
You think Clay stepping
yeah,
down?
I just don't like if he does bad in these qualifying, if he even plays these qualifying matches, if he does bad in these qualifying matches, or he plays
I think they
terrible
might
in the
bench
next
Crim.
major, no, Crim's not the problem. Um,
Yeah,
Clay is the problem. 110%.
Crim
I
did
thought he
super.
was
What do you mean? Crim's been
frustrated
playing
kind of
performing
last year.
bad.
Clay's been worse.
Crim, whoa, I don't know about that, bro.
Clay's been absolutely worse.
Both of them guys are fugazi, to be honest.
I
You
think
even know it's a
mentally,
day-to-day
Clay is
basis.
not there anymore. I think he just, he steps back. He's a legend already. Why tarnish your career anymore? Just step back. I don't think Royalty is a good fit for that team. I think you need to bring another like aggressive sub, and it's
Need a flex.
still Fugaze to me that Colt Havoc is not on the team. The man is nasty. The man
Florida Mutineers need
is
Colt Havoc.
nasty.
Speaking of which, we'll speak about Florida as well, because that's another thing. Like, because Florida, I think, had Colt and then gave him up, and I don't know. I think they should have Colt because the reason why I believe Florida is a team that, if you think about it, I mean, you look at that team, and I got one question for you, Brody and Austin.
Hmm.
Who's the leader?
Of subliners?
Yeah, I mean, you
Florida,
really
fool. Are you even here? Like,
you can't even like really like they're all
who's the leader?
maybe
Who's the
I'm
leader? Right now. No, just give me one name. Who's the leader? Right off the top of your dome.
I would say Vivid.
That's the Look, and that's a problem right there, Brody, is that even took you that long to think. And you're saying Vivid, who, let's think about it, who's been in the league for maybe 2 years and is still like moving around teams, still getting experience as a rookie. Bro, I was hearing that their in-game leader and their leader is Dave Patty.
Yeah, I mean,
Dave Patty? I mean, I got respect. Don't get me wrong. Like Dave Patty's nasty. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dave Patty's gross. But Dave Patty? Come on, like I know he's good, but his first year in the league, you got bro Caesar Skies Bueno who chose to invest in his game, can't invest in in-game leadership tips. Like, bro, come on, what are you talking about? You look at that team and there's no structure. They got super talented individuals, and I'll tip that. I can't lie, they're so individually talented, but when you think about it, who's gonna get down and do the Doug Sensor Martin work? Who's gonna do the nitty gritty? Who's gonna start doing cutting those corners, and given like playing fundamentally right and calling the fundamentally right strategies? I don't know. That's why I think they need Colt. Bring the experience, bring him back into the Florida roster, get some forget any bad blood, get the good vibes going again, get him back in, get that leadership, get his experience, and get his nitty grittiness to get in the
but
OBJ
who
and
do
do
you
what has to be
bench?
done. Oof, man, if I'm being real, Big Wake or Caesar Skies Buenos, deuces, you gone.
Really?
Dave
You
Patty's
would bench Wake?
Dave. Yeah, I'm sorry, Big Wake. I love you, Big Wake, but let's break it down. Let's look about the other players. Dave Patty. You can't get rid of Dave Patty, and here's why. He's their main AR basically, and he's actually gross at this game. He's really good, and it's Dave Patty who again is their main AR. Like the Sky, I'm sorry, he might be like a main AR type of situation, but he's fallen out. He hasn't been the Caesar Skyblade it was like that he was back in MW. That's where he got his like whoa, what's like oh my god, he started turning up. But since then, like we haven't really seen him perform. And then Big Wake, like I'll be real with you, like Big Wake, I'd rather have a Colt Havoc, than a Big Wake on my team as a sub. If now that I'm thinking about it, actually keep Sky. You need a little AR, more AR. Actually, no, because you can bench Sky and get a Big Wake on an AR flex, or you bench Sky or Awakening and get Colt on the main SMG flex. You
I
know what
think
I'm saying?
I think there's multiple teams that could use Colt. I just think it's insane that he doesn't have a teammate. I think it's kind of stupid. There's a couple people in the league that I'm just like, how the hell do you have a spot? But
Yeah, but
that's my hot take on Clayster. I think he's reached
now
his end.
Clayster and Colt. Yeah, I respect. But all right, let's not go on any more tangents about last week and any new players. I want to go ahead
Wait,
and
I want to say one more
just.
thing before we move on
Oh, go ahead.
about the overall. Watching that major made me want to go to one. Right when that major
Straight up,
ended,
them vibes are
me and
fire.
Brody were like, "Okay, where's champs? We're going." Type shit.
Oh yeah,
Like, I mean, I
Hundred
don't know what
percent.
it peaked at, but I saw like
I think like
130.
115. Yeah, 130,
no, it
115.
was
Hell
like
yeah.
137 at the most. 138 is what I saw. I don't know what
Hell
it
yeah.
peaked at exactly on YouTube, but
Hell yeah. Either way.
that's
That's
good
Yeah.
for COD.
that's more viewers than last year's champs.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's good for COD, and
Consecutive viewers. Yeah.
it's an OpTic FAZE final, and that probably definitely has something to
Oh
do
yeah,
with it.
100%. Well, I
Um,
think I think that's what the big hurdle is for COD right now is they have to get the other teams up in like fan bases to where OpTic is, and OpTic has had such like a head start that people only watching for OpTic.
well, here's the thing. You can't just make that happen. That has to happen over time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said OpTic has
And
such a head start. But like
Yeah.
that's
they're
why I like the idea of keeping this format, keeping the teams Atlanta FaZe, keeping the Toronto Ultra, keeping, where they're at and
The
having like,
franchise.
yeah, I like the franchises.
Mm.
I miss open
See, because I
brackets.
will say, I miss the open bracket structure. I like the franchise league though, but I will say, or like I like the ability to build the brand with the franchise, just because like for the longevity sake of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I will say, just to tip a couple teams. On that note, I do want to give a quick shout out before we actually move on, because we're moving on. I want to give a quick shout out, just because Austin does bring a valuable point. We gotta build a lot of more people. So shout out to LAG, who's been doing stuff with their content team. New York Subliners, who, even though your team is kind of whack right now, your documentary Under Pressure series has been doing some work. Good job there. Um, I think who else is doing content? LA Thieves. I mean, but they've gotten 8 shots, so they've been big. But Minnesota, I think, did a couple of stuff. But yeah, just shouts out to these other teams trying to build their repertoire back up. The only person I really gotta still say keep on going is Paris Legion, bro. Y'all not done any type of content in y'all's history. So do something. Do something. Do a Q&A. But yeah, so shouts out to everybody trying to grow the league. But moving on to finally, Optic best team in the game. Final take. But moving on
Actually, I
next
want. Oh
week,
wait, hold
we
on.
got
I have one more point. One more point, because
damn.
this is something I really want to talk about.
Go
So,
ahead.
would you guys agree
Finish
that
your thought.
Optic's the best control team in the game right now?
Control team.
Mm,
Well, I would say
not
right now with the new things coming
not in
out, or the new
Epic.
changes to
Well, that's what
control,
I'm
it'd be
asking. I think they're the best control team right now, but do you think it plays so drastically different with ticks other than kills that they'll do better or worse? 'Cause I think the game mode
I
plays
think they'll do about the
They
same.
completely
changed.
different.
Are you telling me they changed it? Did I miss something?
They're changing it.
They're gonna changing it
Oh,
now.
they're going to
So
change it. What are they
basically,
going to change it to?
so what they're gonna
Ticks
do is
instead of
that instead
kills.
of overtime working, so yeah, instead of you like determining kills, whoever has more kills will get defense on overtime. Whoever has more ticks, like OBJ, whoever did the more objective work will have the overtime or defense on overtime. And I'll be real with you,
I feel like that
I
helps
don't
out
think it's gonna change. Go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
I think it helps out defending teams. I think
Yeah.
teams are going to be
Well,
more focused on getting the ticks, so they're going to be not playing their lives as much. And if defending teams know how to just hold angles and trade, that helps them out. I do think the defending team should get an advantage, but for those
Well, no,
teams,
that's not the problem.
That's
I
not
like
the that
control.
that's not the issue
That's
with
not the
it.
problem. The issue with control is that it's
The issue
because the
is
problem is like
if
that
I'm up in
change isn't gonna
lives, there's
change
no
anything.
reason for me to go for the harder point at this point. I'll just camp my spawn and I'll
Yeah, it's a
minimize the
glorified
amount of
TDM.
deaths. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what it's gonna do is make it more fair. Like it's actually gonna make it more fair for the team that, and it's gonna reward the team that's actually playing the objective on offense. The problem is, here's the thing that I think control just fundamentally in this game might be just kind of fugazi with squad spawns and stuff is because the problem is I think there's a lot of these matches are still gonna go to overtime. They're still gonna go to round 5, and it's still gonna be determined by the team who has defense. The problem is that all these maps are just very bad for control. They're not designed for
All of
control.
these too.
Well, yeah,
All the maps in the
that's
game
right. We got
stink.
2 maps. We got 2 maps, and both these maps stink for are both defensive heavy. I mean, yes,
No,
you
I
can win
like
an
the ship
offense.
one, where the fuck it's
Vutu is
called.
the worst
Kavutu.
map in COD history, bro. Don't even
I
get me
like it.
started on that map.
That's a bad take.
That's dude, that map is
But
I like it.
that's not a
horrible.
bad take actually.
That
I
map
like
is
to play it.
that map is horrible, bro.
These control Gavutu control is literally the worst shit invented ever. But
Bro, like,
hardpoint's decent.
Tell me why though.
Yeah, bro.
why it's the worst, dude? Have you seen
Just
the
'cause
B
we just
site?
said it. Have you played?
Yeah, I have.
Then
Have you
Well,
played a
tell me
good?
why it's bad.
Okay, Mr. Contender.
watched
Have
any
you played
COD?
Gavutu control against anybody that can shoot back?
But you guys haven't given me one
Bro, do you
reason
see
why
where
it's
the
bad
B
yet.
site is? Like, do you see how much of it like?
here's the problem. So just to break down real quick, because I really don't want to spend much time. I want to kind of move on to the next step. The problem with Gavutu control and just control in general is because it's defensive heavy because you spawn so close to one of their points, both being the B points. Basically what it does is it's so hard. You can't technically spawn a team out so hard. You can and it like my thing is it incentivizes you to kill. Basically, if you're on a defensive Gavutu, right? You get one wave of kills, you push up, and then they're just you can basically spawn kill them, and it's such a big ass map that even if they get on the flank around, squad spawns are so broken in this game that you'll literally spawn in front of them when they're in your spawn. You'll literally we saw it on broad stream. Illy spawned in front of TJ, I think, or someone spawned in front of TJ. Literally because the spawns suck in this game because they don't work in the game mode. And then the map, you'll spawn right in front of them, so like you literally can consistently funnel and funnel and funnel, and just wipe and wipe. So by the time like the teams just don't have enough time to consistently get to the hill. So the pressure's always on them to keep running at you into very few lanes where you can just gun them down, especially Gavutu, which is such a AR heavy map and
But I
so
saw
open that
multiple teams tapping that point over the weekend.
yeah, I mean my thing is it's getting easier to cap now. I will say teams are starting to work it out now, but my thing is
Yeah,
it's still
just
such a
figure it
bad
out.
map.
You guys,
I don't know.
That's not the problem.
That's not the
That's not
issue.
the problem.
It's just
Is like
fundamentally the game doesn't work,
the game mode's broken. Yeah, the game mode's just broken. The game mode is just broken
and the map just doesn't
because
make it any better.
the maps all suck. The maps suck for it. A hardpoint, I kind of like it though. I'll be real with you. I like it
We
because
need new maps, like,
but that brings a point. Like, what would they even bring in, bro? What you think? Like
bro. Like
remastered
at
maps or
this
new
point,
maps?
like I hate to say it, just bring old maps in. Like what are you gonna do?
But what maps would work on this engine? You'd have to bring ones from MW. So you're
Bro, bring
bringing
back Warhawk
Gunrunner?
for bring in Warhawk, bro.
No, bro. That map would be so bad for any game mode except
You,
S&D.
you think?
I mean, bro, all the maps are just
I
it's
mean,
so
we
hard.
really, hot take. We
Eventually.
haven't had good maps since BO3.
Last COD had kind of okay maps.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
Last
The one
COD,
before that.
dude, Cold War had the worst maps I've ever played, bro.
This
Those
map
maps,
has the worst maps.
these are
This
pretty
game.
bad. But Cold War was bad too, bro. You can't even sit there and tell me you like enjoyed any maps on Cold War.
Cold War. I can't even think
Checkmate,
about the map.
awful.
Checkmate is pretty good.
Good.
Checkmate was eh.
Garrison, like
It's
Garrison
not
was a
bad.
shit map, bro. Garrison
Good
was so shit.
hardpoint
Yeah.
map.
No, it wasn't, bro.
Bro,
What?
Miami S&D was fire. No,
No, Miami's the worst map ever created. That
Yo,
shit's worse than
Miami was
Piccadilly. I'd rather play
Oh, we could
Piccadilly.
not hit across. You could not hit across on that shit. No cap.
I mean, yeah, the only map that I
Anyways,
think played well
let's
was
move-
Apocalypse.
Gunrunner was pretty
Let's
good.
move on. Let's move on to the to this.
Yes,
coming
let's move
weekend.
on. No.
So
So real quick, just to say, we got 3 days of COD finally coming up on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. I'm not gonna
finally,
lie,
we
they're
just
getting
had
us
3 days.
right
We
back
just had
into
like
it. Bro, what
4
you mean?
days of
It's been
COD.
too long. It's been
It
too
is 4
long
days,
since I've
actually,
had
right?
any COD.
3 days.
But I'll be
No,
real,
Thursday.
just to
You're
be
right.
realistic, it's kind of crazy. They're jumping right back into it, um, really fast. And I mean, I'll be real with you. I'm kind of excited for a few matches. I'm betting on a couple teams, 3 teams this week, or these 3 days. The first day we're gonna go ahead, just we'll touch upon just each of these matches, each of the days,
Yeah, let's
just
do
to
it
give our
quick.
hot takes and then bet it. So the first day on this March 11th, we got New York Subliners versus London Royal Ravens,
No brainer.
Seattle versus
Going
Boston,
in
Florida,
order.
and then versus LAG. Yeah, that's what I'm going in order. So first off, New York versus London.
It's a no-brainer. London's taking that
Yeah,
easily. They're top 3
100%.
team.
I don't even want to talk about this, to be honest. Let's just move on. London, like London. They got to make a change. Say Faco. That's the only thing. Last thing. Hashtag say
Dave
Faco.
Baco.
Yeah. Then Seattle versus Boston.
Easily, bro.
Boston.
Boston's my
Yeah.
team. I love watching Boston.
Zinni for the win.
I
Zinni for the win.
love
I will
watching
say this:
Boston.
TJ Haley has not performed
But he
to the
has those
level I feel
sparks
like
of like
he's
old
still
TJ.
alright. I think you're right, but I would love to see more consistent TJ. I think they'll still win, but it might be a little mixy, but I think they'll
I
still
don't
win.
think so. Not
According
against
to the
Surge.
book,
Surge.
Boston is the underdog plus 108.
Take
So
that bet
that's
all day. Take that bet all
Well,
day.
yeah, that's
Surge
what
is
I'm
the
gonna say.
biggest frauds,
That's
bro.
what
I'm
I'm gonna say.
telling you.
That's one of my bets
responsibly
right
take
there.
that bet.
I'm betting on Boston to win
I'm
that
not a
match. So that's
financial
one of my
advisor, but
bets.
take that shit.
Here's one of my next bets that actually I don't know, it could go either way, but I really wanted to bet on this match. Um, Florida versus LAG. I got LAG, baby. Wasim.
Tough
I'm
one.
a Wasim fan.
Bro.
LAG also the underdog.
LAG Wasim, baby. Wasim for the dub.
Yeah, you know what?
Wasim.
You know what? They let me down last week. Don't let me down again, Slasher. You said you had a bad event. You're back online. Do something.
Not online slasher. He's crazy.
I can't take LAG anymore.
I'm taking
I know that
LAG.
everyone's about it.
I think I'm gonna
taking
go. I'm gonna take Boston
Thank you, bro.
because Boston is my team. I'm gonna take LAG because they
We'll
can't let me
reiterate
down.
what we're actually betting on at the end.
Yeah, that's me. Those are two mine.
So that's
Alright.
day one. I think day one. It's not cut and dry. The last
Yeah.
match
On
should
to
be
the
good.
next,
Day one's
Ravens
kind.
versus Thieves. That's gonna be hot and
You
spicy.
skipped one.
What's called? Wait, you skipped. Yeah, Paris versus LAG.
Oh shit.
So
But
that
it's,
one,
on
honestly,
what I'm
that
looking
one's
at, it says it's the
exciting.
opposite way.
You know what? I'm taking Paris, bro. I'm taking Paris. Tom Gravity, man.
If they get Jimbo.
Tom
If
Gravity.
they're still with Philo.
I'm
Tom
taking.
Gravity's a god.
I'm taking Paris.
I do like Paris. They're plus 143 in odds. LAG is they're such like a letdown team. I think I said it earlier how they're just like they have like glimpse of hope and then they just let you down every time.
Paris is looking diffy on the map, bro. I'm telling you.
Wasim, man.
Telling you.
It's Wasim.
They can just
Yeah, Paris,
roll
I'm
on
not
this
gonna lie.
hype.
I think they got nothing but improvement from here.
Yeah.
Honestly, Rudy, I'm agreeing with you.
Let me just cut and dry it real quick. There was one other team other than OpTic who had a full team interview after winning their game. You know who that was? Paris Legion. Champions, baby. Champions.
No cap. Shout out to Donnie Temp, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm ready to see Donnie Temp lift another chip. But I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to. I honestly like both teams there, so I'm not gonna bet on against either team. But we'll
Oh, I'm
see
not
for the
taking that
dub.
bet, but I want Paris to win.
I'm not betting, but yeah. Either team. London versus LA Thieves, though. This is the one Austin was talking about earlier, and we'll go ahead and have him start off with his take on this. Austin, what were you thinking?
It's gonna be good COD to watch. I think if you're a person who's getting into the scene and wants to watch this, I got this close. I mean, honestly, I didn't bet on this, but honest to God, let me see what the odds are for overall match. Like, I would take like the over. I think this is going to a game 5 for sure. Let me see the odds on that real quick. Over. You can't do the over. But like whoever you like, take them 3-2. Because honest
You
to
gotta go on
God,
map 5 for sure.
I think so. Yeah, I think
I
so.
respect.
That's two good teams. and I'm
I
excited.
think.
Ravens is actually the underdog in that
I'm
round,
taking
so
Ravens
I agree.
all day. I'm proving my
yeah.
point
Taking
here.
thieves.
I'm
Taking
putting my
thieves.
I'm putting my stick. I'm putting my
That's what
stake
I
in
was
the
gonna say,
ground.
Brody. Yeah.
I believe London are a top
Throw
three
money on it.
team.
This will.
So
This. I guess we'll
I'm
solidify
taking
I
London.
guess
So the way my
what we
bank
think.
account works,
No, I mean I'll throw money on it.
I guess this is what we're thinking, Brody. I'm not gonna lie. Like actually right now on the podcast, me and Brody are gambling. What's it called? If I win, Brody buys me a skin. If London wins, I'll buy him a skin. If Thieves wins, he buys me a skin.
okay, on the
If he
pod.
Dude,
wins,
this
I'll
dude
buy him. I'll
Ryder's
buy him. If
betting
he
his
wins, I'll
life
buy him the
savings.
London. I'll buy him the London skin. Literally, my yearly wage, and my tax return. That's all of it combined. I'll buy him the London skin. If Thieves win, he buys me the Thieves skin. That's
I'm
a
down.
match right now.
I'm down.
Clickbait this video with it. Because I'm so confident LA Thieves wins that shit. I'm telling you,
Dude.
LA Thieves is top
Damn.
3 and
No.
London is top 5. This will solidify it. I'm
Top three.
confident.
London's top three. Gizmo,
All
don't let me
right.
down, bro.
Gizmo, I mean, I love you, bro. I'm sorry for what happened to your family, but Thieves in 5.
Gizmo's nasty,
Next.
bro.
Thieves in 4. Fuck that. But
Oh
that's
shit.
That's a
nah, I'm just
fugazi
joking.
take.
That's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. Yeah, that's a fugazi
What's next match here? Do we got
statement.
Minnesota?
Minnesota versus Ultra.
Ultra's the top 5 team. They're
I'm
not
not
losing
gonna
to
lie.
Minnesota, bro.
I think Ultra smokes him here. I think
Yeah,
you
I
got to
agree. I
take
will
Ultra
say
minus
you
one and a
have
half
to.
Yo,
here.
I
You
think
have to take Ultra.
I wanna reiterate
Happy
that
on
I think
Ultra?
Minnesota is the best of the worst teams, but I don't think they're good enough to take an Ultra.
I think they
Yeah,
get
I
one
think
map
Yeah.
at most.
I will say this real quick. Just regarding this match, I am kind of interested in this match just because I mean, is this the first time these teams have matched up against each other since the infamous reverse sweep of the greatest reverse sweep in Call of Duty history? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Major 5,
Pretty
Minnesota
sure
Rocker
that happened
played
over the
against.
weekend, no?
That happened
Did
last
they?
year.
That
Did that
happened?
not
No.
happen? Did that not happen on Saturday?
They didn't play this weekend.
No, I'm
No,
talking
Yeah.
about OpTic and FAZE, the greatest reverse sweep of all time.
that is not the greatest reverse sweep
You're
of
No.
all
not
time.
calling
What do you
it?
mean?
You're not saying that's the greatest of all
Hell
time?
no.
No.
No way. That's not even close to what Minnesota did at Ultra. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what they
What's it
did to
called?
Ultra, to be honest, but
That's what I was trying to say. I was trying to describe it before you cut me off, bro. But what's it called? Ultra last year. What's it called? Went up 4-0 grand finals of the Major 5. Literally as the second best team in the game, super favorite to win. Up 4-0, one map to win it. Going into I think one of their stronger maps, and they lost. They got reverse swept 5 maps in a row.
oh, I do
Five
remember
maps
that
in a
actually.
row.
I do take back my statement.
That's literally the greatest reverse sweep of all time. Like, dude, that shit's meggy diff. So this is the first time they're rematching. I'll be real with you. I wish it was a more intense match, but yeah, Ultra in 3. Maybe actually Ultra in 4. I'll give Minnesota maybe the S&D.
I was gonna say
Um,
I don't think Minnesota wins more than one map here. So
I
I
agree with
mean,
you.
Ultra
Agree with
minus 1.5 is plus 116. I'm sad I didn't bet it. Might have to add it to my card.
I'm not gonna lie. This next match though we got going on, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the most intense match of all time.
This is a big letdown spot for this OpTic. This is a
Atlanta versus
big.
Seattle.
Oh wait, whatever I'm
Or is
looking
it-
at says these shits are backwards. Atlanta versus Seattle. I don't even talk about it.
It's not even worth it.
Yeah,
Seattle or
I gotta
frauds.
go. Atlanta. We'll say Atlanta.
Now, what I
That's
was
easy.
talking about, this is a big letdown spot for OpTic. OpTic versus Thieves, or
That's the
yeah.
Bro,
last match,
bro,
isn't it?
homie,
On
you're
Sunday? Are
jumping
you
around.
skipping 2 other matches, bro? You
Wait,
said
what?
forget them. We got after that on the first match on Sunday, March 13th would be Minnesota versus Paris.
My times are all
I'm taking
wonky.
Minnesota. Like I said,
You
they're the
think
best of
Minnesota?
they're the best of the worst teams. Yes.
If they have Jimbo, or I mean honestly, with more practice, Paris. JK, but
Yeah, I
honestly,
don't think they're good.
Minnesota's
I think they're
probably
good
gonna be a
enough to
better
beat
team.
LAG. LAG are frauds too. But
Fuck off.
yeah,
We'll see him. We'll see him. But what's it called? We'll see. That match is gonna be pretty interesting. I'm excited. I just kind of want to see. I really just want to see this Paris roster with Paris, uh, Paris
Blech.
roster. My God, I can't speak. The inner Mexican coming out. I want to see this Paris roster with some more experience and just some more time under their belts. Like we said, this major, we just saw a little glimpse of them with what 7 days, a week of practice at most. So I'm really excited to see what else they got cooking in the lab. But next moving on to the next, because the next one's not too much of a sleeper, but still kind of not one to like really care too much about. We got New York versus Florida again. New York Subliners versus Florida Mutineers. That honestly maybe goes on map 4, maybe map 5, but it's just like I don't care about that match. I'll be rude to you. I'm going to sleep that match. Maybe
No, that could be a
actually
good one.
I'll maybe tune in just to see if New York
The
wins.
battle, bro.
I'd
That's
say
the
if you want
battle
an
of the
under
shitters.
if you
I
want
don't
yeah,
think
if you want
Florida's
an
that bad.
underdog pick, if you want to yeah, they're not that bad, but if you want an underdog pick, New York there. Pick New York. That's shit, I'll bet on New York right there.
No way.
No, actually fuck it, I'll bet on New York. But that last match that we'll talk about, just because it's probably the
Let
spiciest match of all week.
These are getting
And
tucked,
I
bro.
don't think so. I don't think
These
it's
are
the
getting
spiciest
tucked.
match. Let me give my
This match
take real
should have
quick.
been the
I've been
finals.
waiting.
This should have been the finals.
Hey,
Good.
I
bro.
think this is a huge letdown spot for OpTic, and if you want to make money, put your money on Thieves.
No, these are
I
getting tucked, bro. Don't listen to this Fugaze, bro. This guy had
Listen.
Seattle beating OpTic last week. Do not listen to this Fugaze. OpTic are tucking LA, bro. They're coming off one of their
I
first
wouldn't say
major
tuck.
wins in a while. Bro, they're feeling good. The practice is there. Illy already wants to get back
Is
in
the
the
practice
lab and
there?
grind. Bro, OpTic's
Practice
tucking
definitely
them.
there.
Do you think Scump has touched a controller since Sunday?
I mean,
What day is it?
yesterday?
It's Monday. Yeah.
Exactly. You think he's
I
touched
don't
a
even think
controller
I don't
since?
even think dude's home yet.
Doesn't he live in Texas or no?
He's probably the
Yeah,
first
I think
pro
I
to
think
touch a controller since honestly. He probably went to bed holding a controller, boy. He said I won with this shit and went to bed holding that. I'll be
No,
real
I
with you
think it's a
though.
letdown spot. I think
I'll
if
be real with you,
anything,
yeah.
it's a map 5 and Thieves take it.
dude.
I'll be honest with you. With it being online and stuff, and like I said, I think Thieves is a really good team. Taking a bet on Thieves to maybe make like as a better making money I wouldn't be against it either. I kind of agree with Austin. But with that being said, Optic in 5 or Optic in 4, my bad. No
OpTic
cap.
in 4. Are you?
Optic in
OpTic's the
4.
better
I think
S&D team,
I th-
and I still think they're a better control team. As long as it's not
I think
Gavutu, as long as it's not
that's
Gavutu,
what I was gonna say. Yeah,
we're good.
I think LA Thieves can be Optic in the hard point. But after if they get a Gavutu, if map 1 isn't Gavutu or one of the or Optic doesn't come out like comes out cold, Thieves maybe takes map 1. But after that, Optic in 5 or 4, Optic in 4, no cap.
All right.
But that's just because
Let's
I'm an
get
Optic fan. I'll be real with you. LA Thieves is pretty nice though. It's pretty nice. So if you want to bet, I agree with Austin. That wasn't the most Fugaze take that he's ever had, even though he has had some Fugaze takes. But it's a
let's
pretty
get
typical
down
take.
to a few things here before we end it. One,
Mhm.
we're gonna keep track of what we're quote unquote betting on. I know you guys aren't putting money down. I am. I'm actually losing money and technically making money because I went 66% last week. You guys went 75 because you had the exact same takes. Fucking snooze fest over there.
Just smart. That's what it is.
So my question is we have two options, or we could do both options. The winner can get something, or the loser can lose something, or both.
How about this?
If we're serious about going to champs, we could do something in
When
person.
we meet up, we do in person. What about this too? Loser or winner, whoever wins, the other two have to fly out to hit their place, and
So
then
winner,
the winner funds them everything that the whole trip.
why would the
Why
winner
would the
fund
winner
anything?
fund them the trip, bro?
Because I'm broke, bitches. I'm broke. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
No, I mean we could do
I'd
because
be
like
down though. Let's do something like that for sure.
if we're being
I
serious
mean, we already
about
got the first official bet
champs,
right here on the first pod, so let's
if
make a second official one right now.
if we're serious about champs, we could do something then. We could do
Pie
something.
in the face.
We could do like the winner. We could make like a trophy or like a plaque, and each year,
I'm down with like a
depending on
trophy, and we
I'm
can
down
like
with that.
the
yeah, you
best.
can like we can engrave the names in it if we want to, or we could just pass it around each year to whoever wins,
I'm down for that.
I like that. I like that. I
and then
respect
we
that.
could do the loser has to pay for it.
This season, the
For
two
shipping.
losers
The two losers
have
will
to chip in and pay for the trophy.
but the final loser will have to have a.
The final loser. What the fuck does that mean? Like just the lowest one?
Should we do the lowest one? Should we do like a thing against them or no? Just the two losers have to pay for the trophy.
Let's do the trophy, and then like if we meet up together at champs, we'll just do like something cool there. we'll
Well,
find something else to do
the
along the
season
way.
won't be over at Champs.
No,
I guess
like I said,
after
once we
Champs
get
is
there,
said
we'll
and
we'll figure
yeah,
out.
we can
No, I'm
figure
saying
out
we'll figure out
something.
a way.
All
Yeah,
right,
so
now
go
let's
ahead.
get down to our bets. I'll do mine first, and then I'll do my
Final 3 bets.
Are we
parlay.
taking 3 or 4?
I'm taking 3. You could take how many you want. It's based off percentage, not how many wins. So if you take 4, each loss would be counted as less, but each win would be counted as less. If you do 3, I mean, you could do 15 if you wanted to. But yeah, what
I
I'm going to
look.
do is you guys ready for this?
Mhm.
Subliners -1, or sorry, +1.5. So if they lose by 1 game, I'm fucked. If they lose by 2, I'm in the money. And then I got Ultra versus Roker. Oh, sorry, Subliners. That was against Florida. I have that going to a map 5, and I have Subliners losing by 1 map or less. Roker versus Ultra, -1.5 to Ultra. I have them smoking Roker. And then Seattle Surge versus Boston. I have Boston winning the S&D on that. And those are my 3 bets. I got a unit each on it.
Okay. I like it.
Oh,
So
I'm
Boston, you have them just winning the S&D. The first
Yeah,
S&D.
Map 2, correct.
Okay. So not the series, just the map.
Just the map 2. Yep.
Okay, I like it. Go ahead, Brody. What are you
well,
thinking?
I'm taking Boston money line over Seattle Surge. Boston, my team, gotta support them. Zenny
I
for the
agree with
winnie.
that.
Good pick. Good
I
pick.
agree with that.
I'm going to double down on my London versus LA Thieves. I mean, I already
Oof.
have $10 riding on it. Might as well just double
Yeah, straight
down.
up.
I'm gonna take the money line London over LA Thieves, and then
My turn to
I'm
pick.
going to take. I'm gonna take, because you guys were doing some Fugazi shit on this map too. I'm gonna take OpTic over LA money line.
You just don't want any.
Wow,
They're minus
spicy.
312. That is such a bad bet. Anyways, Roger,
All right, so
make sure you
first
write
off,
that down, Brody.
I as well have
Pretty much.
Boston beating Seattle just because Zinni for the winning, chicken parm, baby, let's go. Been a fan, long time. Then obviously do have that bet with Brody as well. I got LA Thieves winning though against London.
You're doubling down on that as well.
Yeah, I'm doubling down on that as well.
Woo.
LA Thieves, baby. Let's go all the way. Then finally, I got LAG winning over Florida.
Okay.
And actually hmm, low key, I kind of want to make my bet a little bit spicier almost. Uh and I kind of want to say I think they're gonna win that game by winning both hard points. No bullshit.
I don't think you can bet on that, but you could do like a. You think
But
it's
either
going to
way,
map
either way,
5?
I'm taking them. I'm calling it now though. Watch LAG win that versus Florida, and these motherfuckers win it by taking both hard points. Watch, I'm calling it now. Knock on wood. I hope I don't jinx it, but I'm calling it now.
All right.
So and Brody, how many bets did you do? Did you three or four? 3? Do you want to do a fourth, me and you extra, just to keep it like we should just do 4 every week, so we can keep it fair?
Yeah.
Because I would say, for a fourth one, looking at the map, looking at the matches, I'm gonna say the maps is. Oh my goodness, I can't speak today, boys. Looking at the matches, there's like I said, there's quite a lot of interesting ones. But the next one I would probably, if I was a betting man, honestly take, uh, is I'm actually gonna go ahead and take that same thing with that Brody took. I'm gonna take OpTic though, as well, beating LA Thieves just because they're the better team, in my opinion, right now. But that's going game 5, 100%,
I'm
100%.
gonna. Hmm. I wanna do a Minnesota rocker. I'm gonna take Minnesota. Yeah, I'm gonna take a
It's because like
Minnesota over Paris. I'm trying to
I
like
see that.
pick a match that's like.
I don't want to pick an absolute
Yeah, that's what
snooze
I'm
fest of
trying to
match. That's
like.
the problem. Because I'm looking at the New York matches and like, bro, you literally just don't pick New York and you got yourself a
Try to pick
solid
a
team.
match that there's like a chance that an upset can happen without like risking my record too much. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
I don't want to risk
Minnesota
my
over
record too much either.
Paris. I think it's gonna be a good match.
See, actually, I'm gonna take mine away from LA versus Texas because I feel like everyone's doing that. I'm gonna take LAG over Paris just because I still believe in Wasim, and I feel like that'll be a spicy match with Gravity, and I believe in Wasim. Hopefully, he doesn't let me down. But either way, both those guys are awesome.
Okay, I want to end the podcast with my money line parlay. I'm taking all dogs this week, all underdogs
Oof,
this
oof,
week. Speaking
oof,
about
oof,
dogs, literally when I said that, Brody's dog
bro.
came in the shot.
Holy
That's
shit!
a good sign. All right, so you guys we've already touched up on this, but I didn't really want to say I was choosing them until then, and my dog is going crazy. I'm like, holy shit. I have Boston plus 108 with Seattle Surge as one of my first picks. Plus 108 on Boston is fucking nuts. I think that's a good
You let him
pick.
go into the closet.
Going with going
Not
with
my closet, but okay.
going with
Oh, sorry,
Brody on that one.
Narnia.
Paris versus LAG. LAG, they stink like good cheese. Like I said, plus 143, taking that all day. And then subliners versus Florida.
This man's talking
I
straight
think
from gay
I
statements.
think
You
they
better
figure it
watch
out.
your mouth
I think
when
they
you're talking
figure
about
it out.
Wasim.
I mean, Florida didn't play well, and I think they figure it out versus Florida. That's for, by the way, that's like plus
Who does?
1100. Say what?
Who figures it out against Florida?
Subliners.
Whoa, I respect that.
These takes, as always.
Whatever. Whatever. I'm making money. You guys are about to buy me a trophy. Know
All right,
that,
man.
Sheesh, you better
Brody.
buy me
That
some more G Fuel, no cap.
All right, so I think
Alrighty,
that
well,
was a pretty good
that was
recap
not too
of
bad.
everything. The picks.
I would say we went on some tangents. Honestly, next week we'll try to be a little bit more organized, but it was just so much things going on. We really appreciate you all guys for coming check it out. Like I said, clickbait it. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Again, in me and Brody's bet. You think London's gonna win? I'm gonna have to buy this fool the London skin. Ill, not even nice. Yeah.
Yes, having a good
Or do you
skin.
think thieves? Or you think thieves are winning? You know your boy thieves, 100%. And this man's gonna buy me the thief skins. Find out next episode in Dragon Ball Z. Um, but we'll see. Leave your comments down below. Your thoughts. Any closing words, boys, that you guys want to say before we close the podcast?
I mean, just yeah. If you're on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at the Grind COD. Make
yes,
sure
The grind.
sir.
Yeah.
following.
Yes, sir.
That's about it. As long as Austin doesn't have anything to say, I think we're
We're good.
good.
I'm ready
Appreciate you
to
guys.
be presented that trophy at champs.
Yeah, okay, man. And I'll
Fugazi
talk to
statements. Well,
ya.
actually, we will give him a trophy. We're gonna give him the #1 most Fugazi takes
Yeah,
award.
that's the only thing
So
he's
straight to
getting.
Austin.
That's
We're gonna give
literally
him a
it.
rotten banana as a trophy.
Alright,
Good, have a good one, guys.
let's see ya.